Hey everyone, welcome to Grow with Liam. Today I want to talk a little bit about something called pictures, which are what I see when I look at your space during an energy reading. So most of the thoughts that we have and a lot of the emotions that we have and pretty much all of our cognitive and spatial awareness are largely filtered through what we call pictures, which could be interpreted as our own thoughts, our opinions, or beliefs about a certain person, place, thing, or idea, right? So pretty much all of our existence. And the problem with pictures is that when we believe that they are us, that they are our identity. So if we have a negative thought about ourselves, um, for a lot of people, they believe that thought is the truth instead of the truth that it's just a thought. And when you're used to thinking like this, it can feel like you never get ahead of yourself because your thoughts more or less are always going to be the same. And so it's these vicious cycles. A lot of people stuck in thinking that I changed this. This is just who I am. These are my thoughts. These are my emotions. And even if I address it somewhat, some variation of it will return and I'll be stuck in this place. And that's really where I wanted to share that actually, no, you can change. Thoughts are by their nature very changeable. So our emotions, if you think about most of your emotions, they're always in some state of flux, right? So it's never like, oh, I am my emotions, they're here to stay, and there's nothing I can do about it. Typically, people feeling one way will sooner or later start to feel something else. And we all know that's true. But for some reason, we forget when we're really upset about something or we're trying to create something that doesn't seem to work out for us. We always think that, well, it's because it's just I am this way and there's nothing I can do about it. But there's actually a lot you can do about it. Specifically in energy readings, we really look at the substrate, right, of your mind and why do you have those thoughts? Why do you have those emotional reactions? And that's where we find those pictures, right? And the picture is sort of like a Polaroid, right? When you take a shot or snapshot of something, it's exactly what you took a shot of, right? It's like a moment in time. And a picture acts the same way. So a picture could be a belief that I'm not good enough, or I'm never going to get what I want, or my relationships will always be unsatisfying, right? That's a picture. It's not true. It's just a thought that you have. You might believe it to be true. You may have experienced it to be true, but it doesn't mean that it's ultimately true, right? And so in the reading, we start to deconstruct like, hey, this is just a picture, and I don't need to get so upset by it and so frustrated by it. I can just blow it up. I can just release it out of my space. And that's like a huge sea change, right? Because now all of a sudden, you actually have agency with your space. You actually have the ability to release stuck energy in places where you feel like you can't move through with your life. And it's like such a huge relief, right? And so that's one of the reasons that getting a reading can be really powerful is that you're no longer stuck basically repeating the same emotional pain over and over, and also the same emotional blocks, right? Where you don't really feel like you can move forward or you can't really have what you want. And then it starts to become a lot more fun, right? Because you're not trying to beat yourself up or play the blame game with yourself or outrun yourself or deceive yourself or there's so many ways people cope with their stress, right? Ignoring things, tuning out, TV consumption, you name it, right? There's some sort of way to distract ourselves, and this is just an opportunity to be like, look, you can keep doing all those things, or you can have an easy way to just get it out of your space, and it's so much easier than you think it is. So many people don't want to do quote inner work because they think it's just going to be even harder than their lives already are, and they are already beyond stressed out, and they don't want to deal with one more thing. But the best way I'd say to look at it is that this is actually a process of subtraction. So you're really releasing things that you no longer need instead of adding additional stresses to your life. And so just by its nature is just so much more fun than you think it is. Um, you know, a lot of our minds in our culture seem really serious, really heavy, and a lot of competition with ourselves. And the reading's really about coming back into amusement, coming out of that competition, coming out of that fear and scarcity and pain, and into a place where, well, hey, what if I could clear those pictures that are controlling the narrative in my space and actually decide what I want to do. So that's what I want to talk to you guys about today. So thanks for tuning in to my channel, Grow with Liam. And I will be having more content upcoming this week. All right, guys. Thanks a lot.